Hi, these are your March 2018 horoscope with me, Lada from Astrolada.com. And before we dive into each sign, and March is much more peaceful than February, there are no more eclipses, thankfully. We have good news as well. But I just want to remind you, check out our new webinars. The first one is with Roman Kalev on ancient Babylonian astrology, and we're looking 7-hour webinar where he's looking at the ancient theory of Hermes, recently translated. This will be information no one else has, and it's about finding your spirit animal and what it means for you. There are 49 spirit animals. Check out this webinar. Also, the other webinar is with Marina. It's about the aspects in astrology. There are 32 important aspects. Some of them are karmic, some of them are free will, some of them will make your life much easier, while others can indicate that your life has a lot of obstacles you have to overcome. So you can take that webinar as well. Check it out here with the link on the information or the description below. And the third webinar is with Nikola Stojanovic, the astrologers of countries and nations. What is the best place for you to live? Where is the best place for you to have your office? Which part of town? Which part of the world are you going to have most success in? Which part of the world you have to be careful because you might have an accident there or failure, or where you can find love around the world. So amazing, fantastic webinars which are with very rare information. Check them all out. Scorpio March 2018, and March is when planets starts turning retrograde. Actually, planets were direct for almost a couple of months before that, which is very rare. And when we have all the planets moving direct, this is when we just kind of gallop ahead, and there are new experiences and new territories that we go through, but we don't have a chance to really make them our own unless planets go retrograde. We don't have a chance to really integrate them in life and see lasting results from them, or to really dig ourselves, and put more efforts into making those things a lasting feature and implement them lastingly into our lives. And that's why when planets go retrograde, actually I think Scorpios do like retrograde periods, because they're deep, they're penetrating, and they're about making something, feeling something deep within, making it your own, owning it, having power over it. You only can have power over it when you've gone deep down the rabbit hole, and this is when planets go retrograde. Otherwise, people will be so superficial, and there'll be just those new experiences, and without us understanding them and psychologically psychologically dissecting them, so to speak. And retrograde planets are exactly about that, going deep, psychologically dissecting them, making them our own, and working hard on them. 3 times more efforts. Retrograde planets is 3 times closer to Earth, so it requires 3 times more efforts, 3 times more application from ourselves, but they give 3 times stronger results. So after a retrograde period, we totally can transform we do the hard work during a retrograde period for a planet. It might be in a psychological work, remove blockages or whatever, some deep realization. So it might be just having to put extra efforts. And when the planet starts moving direct again, we've made it our own. We intuitively now, we don't have even to make an effort after that, because we've integrated something so deeply into our life, and we've worked hard on it, and the results are 3 times more potent. So we can take that house or that area of our life where a planet went retrograde, by the time it turns direct, onto the next level. So we have a rare opportunity now, starting from March, Scorpios in particular, to take your life to the next level. But now it's when you have to really do the hard work, because Jupiter is going to go retrograde in the sign of Scorpio. It's there just once every 12 years. So how can this manifest? Well, it's starting from the 9th of March and continues till the middle of July. So 4 months when you are going deeper, when you're turning more within, when some opportunities that came to you, it might have been like ideas, like realizations, like fleeting thoughts even, that have come to you in the preceding months. Now they can come back to you as an opportunity to be worked on, because retrograde planet is about something coming back to you. But for you to really have to dig deep and try hard and make efforts into that. So some omitted opportunity, an opportunity or idea, and especially such connected to your financial situation, because Jupiter rules your second house of material manifestations in Sagittarius, and Jupiter also rules your fifth house, Pisces, of romantic of romantic experiences. So some kind of on the most outer surface, what can happen is that maybe a relationship or a love relationship from the past can come back to you, to be reworked, released, you know, taken to the next level, or removed from your life in some way. Or some kind of a material opportunity can come back to you, which maybe was just an idea before, or maybe it expired, but it can come back as an opportunity now again. Or some creative ideas that you had, some creative hobby or passion of yours, which was contributing to your happiness in life and self-esteem and creative expression, being more yourself, being more confident in yourself, can come back to be deeper integrated now into your life, because it's in the first house, who you are, and it will directly impact your well-being and happiness for the next 12 years. So these 4 months will be extremely pivotal in whatever you are doing, because they can integrate opportunities, and you might be asked to work hard on opportunities which are financial, material, second house and fifth house, such of the heart as well, something we love, we're passionate about. It might be something to do with our children. We might be having to work hard and help our children for something, help them through some period of growth, because Jupiter is about growth. Or some other romantic partners that we love, and or things that we're passionate about, like creative endeavor, creative project, might be, you know, doing a website, might be doing a business of some sort, but you're making the efforts, because Jupiter is in the first house. Those things will just come back, that you had past ideas about opportunities, they will come back, so you can work hard on them, or if you've been working on it already, now will be the most demanding time of research, of integrating, of putting the efforts there, and because it is your first house, you're doing this alone, but you are going to transform through certain things that are connected to resources and the things we are passionate and love. And both the second and the fifth house, they're directed. The second house that Jupiter rules is self-worth, our self-love, self-appreciation, which is reflected in how much money we make in life. And the fifth house is self-respect, self-esteem. They're kind of similar, but on a different level. Fifth house is having confidence by using our natural talents, because fifth house is the natural talents, natural intelligence that we have, creative intelligence, and that makes us feel joyful from life, that makes us flow with life, that makes us feel lucky, joyful, happy, self-confident. While the second house is self-worth, just because we exist. We don't have to have creative talents or anything, just because who we are, we have self-worth, we respect ourselves. So self-worth and self-esteem and self-confidence will be examined deeper when Jupiter goes retrograde, because it rules those two houses, and you'll be thinking a lot about that, and certain events from the past can come like memories, so to remind you in a similar situation that had a painful impact on your self-esteem and on your self-love and your self-appreciation, for you to reevaluate them and to find the deeper reason for those, because Jupiter is in Scorpio. Scorpio is a very psychological, self-analytical sign that looks within and that analyzes. As you know, Scorpios are the best psychologists. So now the planet of higher knowledge and higher wisdom goes super intense in your sign, digs deeper backwards, and looks back at what were the things that brought your self-esteem down, maybe blocking your financial stability, and what are the things that brought down your joy of life, your self-confidence. And usually it is some romantic matters, it's someone that affected our ego by bringing us down in some way, because the fifth house is connected to a healthy ego, healthy self-expression. So traumas and such situations that created or blocked in some way the natural flow of those two houses, self-esteem, self-expression, will become for you to re-evaluate them, to understand them on a deeper level, to heal them. Jupiter is a healing planet. It wants to liberate and free you from certain restrictions connected to those things, and it can bring out old issues to work on, and to heal and to bring to the surface, or it can bring such kind of opportunities that at least you've had as an idea recently, and by working on them you can increase by the time Jupiter turns direct, and working and applying yourself on them, maybe working harder on some material manifestation, second house, financial, which will bring you more money, and through your own personal, efforts. Because in the first house, maybe working on some romantic relationship or something that gives you creative joy and joy from life, self-expression. And by the time Jupiter turns direct, you would, you can have this quantum leap in your life thanks to those two areas. The fifth, more improved self-esteem and improved receiving the results of better financial resources and better joy from life due to more truthful self-expression through something that is your natural talent, rediscovering it, implementing it deep in your life. But the hard work we do is while Jupiter is retrograde, and we can never have a quantum leap in something or take a area of our life to the next level unless we do the hard work, or unless we get like a higher perspective and deep understanding, maybe study, learn something new. And that's what Jupiter is about, and that's what the period of Jupiter retrograde is all about. Sorry about that. And it is about, and you might be taking even classes or courses, because Jupiter is higher knowledge, which contribute to you making more money, having better resources into the future for the next 12 years almost, and that can contribute to better romantic life or better self-expression with something more authentic that is true to your natural talents, which is the fifth house. Or even children, by the way, very fertile period when Jupiter is retrograde, in the first house, if that's what you want, children and things like that. So, good time to study, because Jupiter is higher knowledge, to study, to expand your mind, take classes, courses. Maybe some of you don't even have to do that. They'll have like an intuitive understanding from a higher point of view, what they're doing wrong and what has to be corrected in order for you to unblock more flow in your life that's connected to your true self-expression, your natural talents, and that will give you more joy and more self-esteem that brings more resources and material stability. But anyway, while Jupiter is retrograde, not necessarily, you're not going to be starting totally new things in your life, but maybe it's something that you thought about, you haven't done, and now you start doing it, but it's not going to be something totally new, and if you want to start something totally new, then wait till after Jupiter turns direct. But if you've thought about already, if you had it as an idea in the past few months or in the past few years, now when Jupiter is retrograde, you're gonna own it. You're gonna take it deep. You're gonna get onto that thing, Okay, so, fantastic time. Don't miss that opportunity. Obviously, you can't miss your fate, so don't worry. But just be prepared for what it brings. Then we have Mercury going retrograde in your sixth house in Aries. And Mercury is retrograde from the last 7 days of March till the middle of April, which means I would say that even from the middle of March you would feel it, because people feel it before that. So the second part of March, the first part of April, Mercury is retrograde in your sixth house and Venus is there. So what does that mean? Sixth house is work. There might be changing conditions in your work. There might be like change of colleagues, change of routines of some sort, because when the planet changes direction, circumstances are changing around us and they require us to be prepared with plan B and C, to be flexible. Things are not going to go according to our expectations, so there will be certain disruptions in your daily routines. Say you've planned you'll do this and this and this, the end of March and April, well, Mercury goes retrograde in your sixth house, your plans and whatever you've planned, either for your work or for your daily routines or for your daily life, it's gonna be some surprise. Some surprise is gonna come, then you have to adapt to it. But don't worry, Venus is there helping you enjoy the process more and helping you be more willing to compromise and see the positive, you know, facilitating. I would say Venus is like a nice lubricant that helps with such periods. And there might be some, for example, 6th house is work project, so maybe it's something that there was some omissions in a work project that you have to go over, especially technical issues to repair. Same, you might be working on some project or on some report or whatever, you know, in your office, and Mercury goes retrograde there, so it requires you to redo it again, or you find some mistakes, some omission, you have to fix it. So be prepared for those things. But remember, when Mercury turns retrograde, you'll be very grateful that you applied yourself with your skills at your work position to fix some mistakes and some errors, which is what the 6th house tends to bring out, Mercury retrograde, because you become more perfectionist, and you'll notice certain mistakes in your work, in your daily environment, in your duties and responsibility, and some duty or responsibility from the past can come back to be worked more at, or some debt. 6th house rules debt, so maybe some financial debt or something you might remortgage or pre-qualify or reduce some kind of a situation connected to a debt or connected to a work duty of some sort, as I said. And which requires more of your skills, 3 times more application of your skills, of your brain, of your intelligence. But by the end of this process, when Mercury turns direct, you'll have a much better working environment, a much better project, if it's some project that you're working on, maybe better relationship with your colleagues. But if there is lack of collaboration or lack of cooperation, you know, it might create certain crisis in those areas. Also, 6th house is your health. So sometimes a retrograde planet in the 6th house can bring up some chronic condition or something, some old condition that hasn't flared up in a bit. It brings it up again, especially if you are not taking good care of yourself. Maybe you're overworking. Just like me, I was totally forbidden to do videos and to work till the end of the pregnancy, but I can't help it. You have to work. I don't get a break, and I need to bring this information out. Sorry. And so if there is some health issue that you've been neglecting, or maybe overworking yourself, or overstressing, or not sitting well, not eating well, Mercury can flare it up again when it goes retrograde, only so you can start digging and researching and studying more and thinking more, maybe conversing more with doctors or specialists of some sort, 6th house, researching more information, in fact, so you can correct that situation. And don't worry, when health problem comes with, which is connected to the 6th house, 6th house is health problems that we cause ourselves, that are not karmic, that's not something you have to suffer through. It's something that you just need to correct something, whether it's your hygiene, your posture, your diet, to correct some kind of a toxic situation, to remove something from your environment. And when you discover what it is, and Mercury retrograde is fantastic for such kind of research in regards to your health, you can find those answers, you know. And also, when people go to a doctor and have diagnosis when Mercury is retrograde, they might have to have another diagnosis after that. It's good for 2nd or 3rd or 4th diagnosis. They can be more correct, while 1st diagnosis when Mercury is retrograde, something might be omitted and not exactly right. So keep that in mind as well. But if you want to make some research, or if you want to dig deeper, again, retrograde planet, and to find more information in regards to something, in regards to your health, in regards to your straightening some unequal situation in your life, might be psychological, emotional, lack of balance of some sort, because 6th house rules any kind of lack of balance. You can research that. Now you have to work a bit harder again. There can be more pressure to you from work, with work responsibilities and duty as well, to redo something over and over. But that is the nature of the 6th house, and that's what you have to do. And Mercury feels great in the 6th house. It's its own house, because you're much more You're able to pay much more attention to detail when Mercury goes retrograde, to research better and to see what is lacking efficiency in your environment. It can be a great time to reorganize your office, to create more efficiency, basically more order, to create, for example, you might introduce into your work like spreadsheets or like some kind of a software that makes you be more efficient and faster, that makes you be more organized. You can introduce, say, a manager or an admin or something like that, that streamlines and makes more systematic, more organized, more orderly the whole process, but it will require you re-examining your practices through work and through your daily activities and being willing to adapt and to change that strategy. So that's what is the main thing. And with your health, the same thing matters for your health. So these are the two most important things, guys. We're gonna speak in the April videos, if I can make them, about Mars going into your third house and going into the strongest sign, and Mars rules you, going in Capricorn and joining Saturn. That will be very important for you Scorpios. But for now, focus on those two planets, Jupiter retrograde, what I told you, Mercury retrograde, how they're gonna affect you. Thank you so much. And while Jupiter is in your first house, it's a fantastic time to study higher education, to learn new things, to expand your knowledge. So check out our classes and courses in astrology, in self-help and self-growth. Thank you so much.